Hey everybody, welcome to this live lesson. I'm putting the camera on the tripod, so sorry about the jiggling there for a moment. Oh, and I forgot to turn my lights on. Let me get you some lights while everybody settles in. I've got worsted weight yarn and a G size hook right now. So that's the difference the lights makes. So hopefully you like it. Oh, it's kind of dark in here still. Interesting. All right, but I've got some good shadows so that you can see the cool texture of this pattern. This is the pattern I've been playing with the last few days. And I was going to make a video and edit it and upload it for you for this morning, but I didn't get around to it. So I thought, well, maybe we should just talk about it live. Hey, Brian, good morning. So I thought maybe I should just do it live and just get it done. So there's this cool pattern. It's very architectural. Hello, hello, good to see you. Thanks for coming. This is got these vertical post double crochet columns. Hello, nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. In between these columns of arches. And I have to admit, I really like this column method. You have a question about crochet binders and you would love to see it. Okay, so ask your question. So we're going to, oh, you want to see one of my binders? I'll have to, maybe we'll do that on another live stream, I think. So, because I want to get one out and show you. I think I've got a few in the works. I can't show you the ones that are secret in process. And I think I've dumped the ones that are like final and finished and out the door. So I'll have to think about the best way to do that. But I admit that I really like these columned patterns. So they're worked in rows, but then you still get these vertical illusions going on. So this pattern, yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. I will make a note. I'm going to try to go live. So since you guys are here, hello, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to give you the hint that it's my plan to go live Monday night at 8 p.m. in a couple of days. So hopefully that'll happen, but that's a little bit of a hint, sneak peek. Let's do a multiple of 10 for this pattern. So it's a multiple of, there's 5 stitches here, 5 stitches here, and then we need 3 for the extra. So we're doing a multiple of 10 plus 3. So I'm going to place a slip knot on my hook. This is a worsted weight yarn. This is Universal Deluxe Worsted, and the list, oh, hello, good to see you. Karen is one of the channel members. Hello, welcome. This is, I'm going to put the link in the description below after this video, but you can get to it from any of my videos, at least my recent ones. In the description below the video is a link to my Patterns at Love Crafts, and this yarn is on there. So it is an affiliate link for me if you're interested. I do love this yarn. It's Universal Deluxe Worsted. This one is in color Smoke Heather. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't believe I forgot my glasses. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Because watching me count is so much fun. And 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So thanks to the 8 people who are watching right now. Thanks for coming. We're making this columned architectural looking pattern, and I've played with it a little bit. So I'm going to teach you the way that I decided upon with this horizontal ridge here. I did not put the horizontal ridge here and here, but I decided I liked it better with the horizontal ridge, so I'm going to show you that. So stitch patterns often evolve. Hello, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. So I think I did the 20 plus 3, so it looks like my tension is a little bit different here, indicating that I stopped there and then did 3 more, so I think I'm right on track. So in the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to double crochet in the next 2 chains so that I have 3 double crochets if the beginning chain 3 counts as one of them, which it does. Okay, and then let's maybe move this one out of the way. Hopefully, maybe I moved my camera down a little bit so you can see a little better. Welcome, welcome. We'll spend about half an hour today probably chatting. Theo is grabbing the yarn out of my bag. It's all good. We're going to skip 1, 2. And in the next chain, skipping 1, 2, and in the third chain from where we just were, we're going to do this little shell pattern. The shell pattern will be the same throughout. It is 2 double crochets in the same spot, then a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets in the same spot. Hello everybody, good morning, happy Saturday to you. So I'm sorry I didn't get a video like up and running and live right at 8:15. Skip 2 stitches, and in the next 5 chains we're going to double crochet in each of them. But live is fun too, and it's nice to see everyone virtually. 3. The world is opening up a little bit. We've got sort of sunshine outside. It's March, winter is coming to a close here, although I know parts of Colorado are going to get pounded with, get pounded with snow. Skip 1, 2, and do another one of those shell thingies in this next chain, which is the grouping of 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. I know Colorado's getting pounded with snow this weekend, so hopefully everybody stays safe out there. I think Wyoming also is getting a lot of snow. Okay, so skip 1, 2, and we have just enough stitches to do double crochet in 1, 2, 3, the last 3. So skipping 2, double crochet in the last 3. So we are right on track. That multiple of 10 plus 3 worked perfectly, and apparently I did count well while I was talking, which is always a bonus because I don't always talk and count accurately when I have to do both at the same time. And here's your row 1. Ooh, yay, row 1. Now, post stitches are among my favorite stitches in the whole world, and so we're going to do those next. We're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. Sometimes I chain only 2 if I feel like it's going to give me too much of a gap. We are now going to front post double crochet around each of the next 2 double crochets, one at a time. 1 here and 1 here. So this is it's a 6-row repeat, but we're doing 3 rows the same. Hello, Brian. I can crochet and chew gum. I actually can also crochet and read most of the time. If I lay my Kindle next to me or a book, and if the book can lay flat and I can crochet and just turn the page every so often, I often can do that. So we're doing the same exact shell, the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that same chain 2 space of the previous shell below it. And now we're going to do 5 double crochets. We are here. If you're looking at the pattern, we are right here in this column section. If you're looking at our swatch. So we're going to go ahead and front post double crochet around each of the posts of the next 5 stitches. Remember, front post double crochet is yarn over, insert around the post of the stitch. Instead of going in the top 2 loops, we're going around the post of the stitch below. And it is a front post double crochet because we are stabbing the hook from the front of the fabric to the back and around. In a moment on the next row, I will show you back post double crochet. And that always is indicated by the row that you're on. So it gets kind of confusing. It's like, oh, is it just a front post double crochet? We're doing the same shell again in that chain 2 space. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Thanks for the thumbs up there. I appreciate it. I do have some exciting binder projects in the work. I'm hoping to really explode my crochet in the next year. Okay, so we're getting to these last 3 double crochets. We're going to front post double crochet around each of the last 2 and then just double crochet in the turning chain because it's really hard to front post double crochet around that turning chain. So we're just not going to do it. And that's okay. So instead of front post double crocheting around this beginning chain 3, we're just going to double crochet in the top 2 loops of that stitch. I'll keep an eye on this stitch, and if I were making a scarf or something with which this would be a beautiful pattern for, it also would make a great cowl in my opinion. If it starts to get taller on the edges than this side than that side, then I'll maybe just switch to chain 2 instead of chain 3 to make those shorter. All right, here we go. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, or chain 2 if you like. Okay, and now we'll do the back post double crochet. So it is the same. It will look like a front post double crochet on the other side, but the difference is we're going to yarn over, and from the back, we're stabbing to the front. Okay, so back post double crochet starts in the back and goes around the post of the stitch and pull up a loop. You guys mostly already know this, but some of you may not. And then we are going to switch the order of things for the set of next 3 rows. And it makes just this great texture. So in the next shell, the chain 2 space of the next shell, we're going to go ahead and shell again. So in this instance, it is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So I'm probably not going to Estes Park Wool Market in Colorado well, this June has been canceled. For this coming June of 2021, the Estes Park Wool Market, where I was planning to teach in 2000 and then scheduled to teach again in 2001, has been canceled again. And they're asking me if I want to try again in 2022, and I'm just not sure. Like, I don't know if my classes are still relevant. I don't know if I will come up with new ideas by then. Okay, so this is how it's looking. This is the back side of the fabric, the front side of the fabric. We are on a odd numbered row. So one more shell thing here. Chain 1, 2. And 2 more double crochets. So I think Estes Park Wool Market is definitely out for this year, for 2021, and I have to make a decision about 2022, which it seems like a very, very long way away to make a decision about traveling and what I'm going to teach and that kind of thing. So here's the end of row 3. Look how cool this texture is on the back side. And as we turn, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 and turn. This is the front side of the fabric. I think, like I said, this would make a really gorgeous cowl. So now we're going to start the brick part. And by the brick part, I mean alternating. We're going to stack shells on top of the columns on top of the shells, so that it makes this like almost checkerboard pattern where there's columns and shells, checkerboard. Okay, so we will start with a half shell here with 2 double crochets in the same spot where we chain 3 and turned. And then I'm going to go ahead and create this ridge. Where's the ridge? The ridge here. I'm going to create this ridge because I liked it better when I was playing around with the stitch pattern. So we're going to do in the back post or the back loop only for the next few stitches. So let's pay attention here. So we're skipping these columns because we're putting the shell on top of the columns. This is a half column here, putting a shell there. So now this is the section or the brick that we're working on, the smaller unit within the pattern. I'm going to do double crochet, but I'm going to do it in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches, creating that little ledge or ridge across the front, this little horizontal, and 1 double crochet in the chain 2 space. I'm not doing back loop here. There are actually 2 chains there, so I couldn't decide which one, so I decided just to put the stitch in there. And back post double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And I hear Patrick has come home, so the dog and cats are all going to go nuts. Okay, so now it's time for another shell. We're going to skip 2 post stitches, put the shell here, and we will go ahead and should I put it in the back loop? I don't think so. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do the shell in the top 2 loops together. So 2 double crochet. chain 1, 2, and 2 double crochet. And now we will do the same thing we did previously by creating this horizontal like archy ridge here. Do you see it? With the back loop only. So I'm not going to Estes Park this year. I haven't decided about next year yet, so we will just try and figure that out. Back loop only of the first 2 double crochets. Double crochet once in that chain 2 space. Good morning, Dibjani. Good to see you. We're making this columns and arches pattern today. Oh, no, it's all right. I didn't tell you guys. It's all right that you're late. You're not really late because I didn't tell you I was coming. So I'm going to close this door here since Patrick has the dog all wound up playing. We've got the horizontal ridge happening. So that's not typical to this pattern, but I like it better. So I'm adding it. So you can always tweak a stitch pattern. And then we will double end with the half shell in the final stitch, the top of the turning chain, with 3 double crochets so that it is symmetrical and mirrors the other side. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was row 4. We did 3 rows of the first section. So 1, 2, 3, you can count them. It's easier to count them in, yes, I love post stitches too. It's easier to count, I think, the shells or fans or whatever you want to call them than it is to count the columns of post stitches. You can also, excuse me, count them by counting the holes of where the chain 2 spaces are. 1, 2, 3, and then the next row, we're on row 4. Excuse me. Alrighty, so we will do this row again with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn with 2 double crochets in that first stitch. Did you guys see the bunny out of a flat square pattern from Wednesday? I really loved it. Check out also on Instagram. So now we're doing we're going to do back post double crochets here because we want all of the columns to be on the same side. So they're not here on this side, so they're going to be on this side. So we're going to put the front back post double crochets around the next 5 stitches. Carlene on my Instagram page, she sent me a photo of her bunny made out of boucle red heart yarn, so adorable. And so that is on my Instagram page if you want to see what a bunny looks like out of a multicolored and textured yarn. She also added a flat circle for the base of the bunny and sewed on a little flower for the tail. So cute. Oh yeah, plenty of yarn to make lots of bunnies. And luckily, you know, a couple weeks to do them if you're going to do them for Easter. So those are back post double crochets over the next 5. And here we're ready to do another shell, which is still the same shell, the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So I started thinking, it's like, I wonder if there's other ways to like tie up a square to make other critters. Is there a way to make rounded ears for a bear? Is there a way to make, you know, floppy ears for like a hound dog? So I'm kind of thinking about like how that would work. So now we're at the back post double crochet for the next 5, creating that column of stitches with the columns and then the arches. All right, columns. And then we will finish this row with the skipping these 2 double crochets over here, and in the third, the turning chain, we will place 3 double crochets. And chain 3 and turn. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see it's starting to really take shape now. Maybe the gray wasn't the best color on here, but I don't know. I really do like this smoke heathered color from Universal Deluxe Worsted is the yarn. So we've got columns of columns, post stitches and then shells, post stitches and then shells, post stitches. Then after 3 rows of that, we're alternating and we're placing shells over the top of columns, columns over the top of shells, and vice versa, so that it is a checkerboard or offset brick pattern. And I just really love the texture. I think it's really gorgeous. I think this would make an amazing cowl. You could even do this in a really super chunky yarn, like a number 7 chunky yarn and like a P or maybe a P crochet hook. Nice big fat crochet hook to give it plenty of drape. Fat yarn needs a bigger hook so that it has better drape, because it's so big it's going to be kind of stout. So make those stitches big. We have one more row of this section before we go back and place columns over the top of our shells and shells over the top of our columns. So we started with a chain 3 and then 2 double crochets in the top, skipping those 2 stitches, and now it's time for front post double crochets. And if you ever forget, you know, which row am I on? Am I on the front post double crochet row, or am I on the back post double crochet row? Remember just to look at it like I did earlier and say that, okay, we want the columns to be all on the same side and not on the back. The back is also very pretty, but it is very different. So we're just keeping the columns all to the front of the fabric. So whatever you need to do to make that happen. So that means front post double crochets in this case. There are some YouTube videos on making no-sew bears from baby blankets. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Karen, for that comment. I am very curious because I don't love to make amigurumi. I really need to do a little bit more. I don't love it. I've never really, you know, but it certainly has its value for sure. I mean, I think they make really adorable things and it's really cute. I don't know why I don't know, gravitate toward it as much as I do other things. But the idea of making a flat piece and then manipulating it into a bunny or a bear is, I think, kind of brilliant. And I love that origami nature of it. Also, there's a heck of a lot less counting. So you just make your flat square and then tie it up until it is the way it needs to be. Maybe I'll search it on Pinterest. Okay, so here's 2 sections, and now it's time to switch over again and put columns on top of the shells and the shells on top of the columns. Wish you could see, the lighting is maybe not as good as it usually is today, but I really am liking the stitch pattern. It really has a lot of depth. Here, that shows it well. It's got a lot of depth, it's got a lot of texture, it's interesting, it feels good. You know, there's some smooth sections and some, I don't know, it's just really tactile. It's just got a nice feel to it. All right, let's go into the other section again. 1, 2, 3, and we're not doing the half shell anymore because we're now moving back to columns. So we are going to double crochet. Or should we do double crochet or should we do back post double crochet? What did I do on my other little swatch when I went from, oh, I went straight into post stitches there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to do back post double crochet around the next 2 double crochets. Thank you for the likes on this video. Thanks for dropping by. And now it is time to do shell. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches of the column there, and we're going to place the shell in the middle, the center of it, which would be the 3rd one or the one in the middle. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So like I let drop earlier, if you missed it, I'm going to try, I hope to do another live stream video on Monday at 8 p.m. Gotta let in the cat. Hey, Theo. And someone requested looking at one of my project binders. So I'll see if I have one available where I'm not letting loose any secrets. Okay, so if we put a column over the top of this arch, if I want to continue that horizontal row, I'm going to do the front loop only so that the ridge shows on the front. So double crochet in the next 2 stitches in the front loop only, then 1 double crochet in the chain 2 space, not worrying about loops, and then front loop only for the next 2 stitches. So let's flip that over and look at it. So that creates, again, that little horizontal ridge here, which I kind of like, so I'm going to keep it. You can do it however you like. This is just one serving suggestions. Deb, Johnny, that is so nice. Thank you very much. And I love speaking with you guys too. That's why I had to like just go ahead and come online and be live, even though I didn't have a video ready for you, because this was the video I was going to do for you. Excuse me, I have not had enough to drink today, apparently. Okay. 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets all in that spot to make a fan, and then we will go back to the back post double crochet around the last 2. Is that right? Yeah. Yep. Around 2 and then double crochet in the last one. All right. 1, 2, 3 and turn, and we get to see the front again. Take a little glimpse and see what it looks like. Very architectural. I really like it. What do you think? Is this something that you would be interested in trying? Is this something you've already tried in another capacity? Because I've kind of tweaked it a little bit, so you may not have done it exactly the same way that I have. All right, well, I'm going to keep right on stitching. It's time to do front post double crochets here. And we'll keep alternating these 6 rows. It's really only 3 rows, but you move them over for the next set. But it is a repeat of 6. Remember to chain 2 or chain 10, multiples of 10, and add 3 more. So if you're telling your knitting group the other day, it was exciting to chat with you live. Oh, you're so sweet. That is so funny. So if you were to do just 1 repeat, it would be 10, which is 5, and 5 more plus 3. So this would be 1 repeat here. I actually did 2, so I added another section. Okay, so if you wanted to make this into a larger scarf, you could, or a cowl or sweater, excuse me, you could take a measuring ruler and measure how much is in 10, how wide this is, which is about 2.5 inches, and multiply that or divide it by the number of total width you want, and then make sure that you're adding on another inch or so for the column, the finishing column. Okay. And go and do another shell. 1, 2, and 2 double crochets in the same space. Oh yeah, this, yes, you totally could make these great Christmas gifts, absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and do columns here. Yeah, it's never too early to start your holiday gift making, right? I think everybody in my life is like, okay, I'm done. I don't need any more crochet. I don't know. I'm reserving, hats. I love making hats for gifts because, I mean, well, you do have to make sure that they fit. I do love hats for gifts because I love the idea of keeping someone warm. It's not as big of a commitment as a blanket. I can, feel secure that they'll either wear it or donate it, or if they throw it away, it's not quite as painful as them throwing away an Afghan that took me 90 hours to make, right? So you start in January or February for your holiday gift giving. That's awesome. That's very organized. I am not that organized. But that's okay because you can either be creative or organized. It's hard for me to do both. Maybe you can, but it's hard for me to do both. All right, so let's just do one more row, shall we? I do like making scarves. Oh, absolutely. You're right, Deb Johnny. And also scarves fit everybody. So you don't even have to worry about like hats fitting. So scarves, you just make them and you don't even have to worry about them fitting the right size. So hats are more tricky in that way. So you're right, scarves are excellent for that. I even have a couple men in my life who are willing to wear scarves if you make the pattern boring enough, dark enough, and flat enough. Well, I'm glad, that you've got the gift giving organization going, even if the house isn't organized. So I was thinking I want to clean my office again this weekend, maybe. And I was thinking about setting up a time lapsed camera so that you guys could see me cleaning my office and then I could make it go super fast on speed, upping the speed. But then I thought, oh my gosh, it is so overwhelming. It would probably take me 2 days to do, which I probably still need to do. I just don't need to do it on camera. My office is very much the get inspired, get started, then dump and run kind of space. And so it's hard for me to finish things unless I really love it. But I do use that as a barometer. If I love a project enough to finish it, then you might too. But if I get bored with a project and abandon it, you guys probably aren't going to like it that much either. So I really like how this is turning out. I wonder if I should just keep going. Of course, I say that with all of my patterns, but this is really cool. I do wish I had made it a little wider so that I could make it into a cowl, but this is the arches and columns pattern, and I hope you like it. Please give this a thumbs up before we say goodbye. I'm hoping to see you guys Monday at 8, but don't be super mad at me if life happens. But I'll work on a video for Wednesday as well to get back on the every Wednesday, most Saturdays schedule. And that's it. Happy Saturday. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so, so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I will see you